Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is my finale for my 10 by Summer Project Pan. I had 10 products that I wanted to have done by the first day of summer, which is June 21st. I think this video might be a couple days early, but I have really great progress. I did really well on the vast majority of the products, not all of them, but most of them, and I'm excited to share my progress, so let's go. I'll touch on the products that I had finished last month so that I don't spend too much time on them. The first one is the Tarte Loose Powder Foundation. I was in the shade Fair Honey. It's something I wouldn't buy again because it is like $30-something and I feel like I blew through it. It was a good shade match. It worked nicely on my skin. I thought it was a good product. I'm really glad I was able to finish it before it expired because I've had this for years. So I'm glad to have it out of my collection, and even though it was a really nice product, it's probably not something I would purchase again. Another product I think that was finished or almost finished last month was the Smashbox Primerizer. I thought it was a really nice texture. It felt nice on my skin and I enjoyed using it. If I could find it on sale again, I think I paid like 20 bucks for this the first time. If I could find it on sale again, I would purchase it. I did compare this to the Becca First Light Priming Filter to figure out which one had more pumps, which one was a better value, and I had really surprising results. So if you'd like to see which one had more pumps, I'll link that in the cards. All in all, this was a good product, and I'm glad to have moved it out so I can focus on some other primers in my collection. I don't think anything else was done last month, so let's just get started on the products I finished this month. The first one is the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana powder. This is all gone. I used it mostly to set the eyeshadow primer that I put on my lids. Sometimes I would use it on the outer perimeters on my face to kind of set my foundation so I could put bronzer and blush on, and I thought it was really nice for that. If I looked too closely in the right lighting, I could see the little bit of sparkles that it left, so for that reason I wouldn't repurchase. Also, I've learned some things about Wet n Wild recently that make me not very keen to purchase anything from their brand anymore, so I'm lucky to have used this up when I did. The other Wet n Wild product is also something I finished up. This is the Contouring Palette Contour in the shade Dulce de Leche. It had a yellow powder side and then had a bronzer side, and I finished up both. I had a pretty significant pan on both sides last month, and instead of repressing them, because a lot of people told me that these don't repress well, instead of repressing them, I just broke them up into little pieces and put them in separate containers. I used this to set my under eyes, and I used the bronzer obviously just as a bronzer. Because I'm not purchasing from Wet n Wild anymore, I won't buy it again, but I did think it was a good product. I've mentioned it in some Hidden Gems at the Drugstore videos in the past, and I'm sad to see it go. A product I am really happy to see go is the Ofra Setting Spray. I put it in a Mario Badescu bottle. This is finally gone. I didn't like how heavily fragranced it was, but other than that, I thought it was a good product, so I'm glad to have that gone so I can work on some other setting sprays in my collection. Another product that's gone is the e.l.f. Get Out and Play, Stay Out and Play SPF 50 from their active line. You can't get this anymore on the website, at least I haven't been able to find it. If it was, it's something I would definitely purchase. I thought it was a good product. I'm glad I finished it because it means that I'm using SPF a lot more regularly than I normally do, and I'm ready to focus on another e.l.f. SPF product that I have in another project pan. So sad to see it go, but also I'm glad I'm using it. Another product that's finished is the IT Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi Lip Vitality Flush. I'm not sure if you can see, but I dug out from the product as well. I wanted to make sure I got my money's worth because it's expensive. I do think I could get probably a couple more uses out of there, and I plan on doing that. But definitely for the sake of this product, I think this is definitely considered done. I don't know if I'll repurchase it right away. I do have a tinted lip balm from Catrice that I'm really liking, but I do like this a lot. It's something I've repurchased and finished before, and if I were to buy it again, I'd probably get it in a different shade because they've recently expanded their shade range. I'd probably get the shade Damsel next time. A product I'm so excited to share with you is the Baby Love Blush from Too Faced. This one is finished. I did not know for sure if I would be able to finish it by the end of the project, but I did. I finished it last week. And I really like this blush a lot. I have a lot of other natural blushes like this in my collection, so I won't repurchase. And also, I tracked how many uses it took to finish, and I'm not super excited about the results. I do feel that this was kind of expensive per use. I'll talk about it in a future how long does it take to use that makeup video. But yeah, I'm glad to have finished it. It's not every day that I finish a whole blush like that. I'm gonna miss the cute packaging, even though the gold lettering did rub off fairly quickly. I do love the little, kind of like reminds me of Polly Pocket from when I was a kid. So I'm gonna miss the packaging. Maybe I can repurpose it and use another powder in there in its place. But yeah, this is my second blush of the year. I can't believe that. Now for the product that was a fail, and it's my own fault. It's just me being lazy. It's the Kevyn Aucoin Contour Powder. It had kind of crumbled up inside of itself in the packaging after I had repressed. Some people in the comments mentioned that this doesn't really repress well, and I probably should have done some more research on that before repressing it because it's a very expensive powder. I'm going to try to repress it one more time, but in a larger pan, so I can make the product a lot thinner and have just like a lot more room to work with, and hopefully I can just be more careful with it and use it up that way. I really haven't touched it because it's so crumbly that I didn't want to waste any product, so I really haven't made any progress on this. So that one's a little bit of a fail, but I did use a lot of it over the course of this project pan, and that was kind of my goal. I am glad that I did make so much progress on it overall throughout the entire project pan, but I'm going to have to figure out a way to finish this because I definitely do want to finish it. So those are all the products I have to talk about today. I still have a Graveyard Project Pan project happening right now. That one I update every 2 months, so expect an update for that at the end of the month. And then probably in like a week or so, I will have an introduction for a new project pan, 10 by fall. So I'm really loving these seasonal project pans. I think they work really nicely for me, and I'm excited to roll in 10 more products to work on. So please stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.